In a peaceful Yoruba village, there was a busy marketplace where people came every day to buy and sell their goods. Farmers brought fresh yams, fishermen brought their catch from the river, and traders displayed colorful fabrics and handmade crafts. But among all the traders in the market, one woman was especially famous. Her name was Ìyá Ẹlẹ. Every morning before sunrise, she roasted the finest groundnuts in the kingdom. The delicious smell drifted through the village and drew customers from far and wide. People loved her groundnuts. They were crunchy, fresh, and perfectly roasted. But that wasn't the only reason people gathered around her stall. Ìyá Ẹlẹ had a beautiful voice. Whenever she sang, the market seemed brighter. Her songs filled the air with joy, and people often stopped what they were doing just to listen. One hot afternoon, Ìjàpá wandered into the marketplace. His stomach growled loudly. He hadn't eaten since the previous day. Unfortunately, he had a bigger problem. He had no money, not a single cowrie. As he slowly walked through the market, his eyes landed on Ìyá Ẹlẹ's stall. There, stacked neatly in large baskets, were mountains of delicious roasted groundnuts. Ìjàpá stared. His mouth watered. His stomach growled even louder. Ah, he thought to himself, if only those groundnuts belonged to me. For a moment, he considered asking for some. But then he remembered that asking politely might not work. And besides, Ìjàpá preferred using his brain. Suddenly, a sly smile appeared on his face. An idea had arrived. And whenever Ìjàpá smiled like that, trouble was usually on the way. That evening, he disappeared into the forest. As the sun began to set, Ìjàpá sat beneath an old tree and began humming different tunes. He sang, he listened, he changed the rhythm, he changed the words, again and again, hour after hour, until finally, he created a song unlike any other. It was cheerful, it was catchy, and most importantly, it was impossible to ignore. Anyone who heard it would feel an overwhelming urge to dance. The next market day arrived. The village square was crowded. Traders arranged their goods. Children ran between the stalls and laughed. Customers bargained loudly. And at the center of it all stood Ìyá Ẹlẹ, happily selling her famous groundnuts. Hidden behind a nearby stall, Ìjàpá waited patiently. Then at the perfect moment, he began to sing. Softly at first, then louder. The strange melody floated through the marketplace. One farmer started tapping his foot. A trader began nodding her head. 2 children started dancing. Then 4, then 10. Within minutes, the entire market was moving to the rhythm. Farmers danced. Traders danced. Children danced. Even old men who usually sat quietly found themselves swaying to the music. Soon, everyone was laughing and dancing. Even Ìyá Ẹlẹ couldn't resist. She left her stall for a moment and joined the celebration. Nobody noticed what was happening behind them, because while the villagers danced, Ìjàpá got to work. Quickly and quietly, he picked up one basket of groundnuts, then another, and another. Back and forth he went, each time carrying away more of the precious groundnuts. The villagers continued dancing. Nobody looked toward the stall. Nobody suspected a thing. Basket after basket disappeared. Before long, every single groundnut was gone. At last, with the shell nearly overflowing with stolen food, Ìjàpá quietly slipped away from the market. Satisfied with his clever plan, he disappeared down a dusty path toward the forest. Then suddenly, the music stopped. The dancing stopped. The laughter faded. One by one, the villagers returned to their stalls, still smiling from the celebration. Then Ìyá Ẹlẹ turned around. She looked at her stall and froze. Her smile vanished. Her eyes widened in shock. The baskets were gone. Every single one. Not a single groundnut remained. The marketplace fell silent. The villagers gathered around her stall. Nobody could believe what they were seeing. Who could have stolen all the groundnuts? How had they done it without anyone noticing? And what would happen when news reached the king? The answer would shock the entire village. But that is a story for part 2.